I want to talk about filters. This is a really fun part of Photoshop that can completely change your image. So first, let's select this layer right here, background, so we can put a filter on it. So to apply a filter, what we have to do is go up to our menu up here and select filter. And then you can go to filter gallery ... And you should get this sort of huge menu pop up. So this is the part of Photoshop where you can make your photo look like a drawing if you wanted to. So right now we're kind of zoomed in a little, so I just want to zoom out a little bit in the bottom left corner. Just hit the minus button, we can zoom out like that. And you'll notice that it's actually really dark right now. That's because we're only adjusting this layer and not any of the adjustment layers. When we apply the filter, it'll go back into the other window right here. You can see that we still have our effects right here if I just move it out of the way. But once I'm done applying the filter, the adjustment layers will come back. So over here, you should see some folders, and you can open them and look around. And this is really the fun part. If you just click any of them, you can see that some crazy things start to happen. That's a really cool one. So palette knife or whatever, watercolor. These are all going to really dramatically change your image. And you can look through, there's more folders to look at. Let's try angled strokes, for example. That's kind of cool. If you look over to the right over here, this is sort of like the properties tab where we can adjust our effects, and it's no different here. It'll all be different for each one. You can see they're changing. Go back to angled strokes, and we can start to change these, and it will change in real time. And this is pretty cool. So stroke length, you can see how you like that. That definitely makes it blurrier. Maybe keep it something like that. Sharpness, and if you want, you can always zoom in, see what that's doing in detail. You can see a lot of things are changing like that. You can zoom back out. And once you're happy, I think I'm going to leave it like that. You can go ahead and press OK. And then there we go. It will be applied to that layer with all of our adjustment layers still there. And we get this image. And also, we can keep doing this. So I can go back up to filter gallery here. And now it's going to adjust according to what we had before. So I can just keep doing this over and over until we get something real crazy. Now let's say we want something a little less crazy. Well, Photoshop has that too. If we go up to filter real quick, for example, you'll see that we have this whole other segment right here. And all these are going to give a little bit, not as crazy effects as the filter gallery, but it will definitely provide something else more subtle. So blur, for example, there's lots of blurs you can blur your image with. Let's go to sharpen, and we're going to go to Smart Sharpen. Really doesn't matter. Most of these do the same thing. So I just like to use Smart Sharpen, and you can see that it zooms in here, and we can enable preview on and off to see what's going to look like before and after. And you can see it definitely gets a lot more sharp. So in sharpness, we can change how sharp we want it. That might be a little crazy, but also it's abstract at this point. Radius is going to make it even more sharper, more contrast, that sort of thing. And reduce noise is going to get rid of noise, and noise is just little speckles that aren't really, they're usually not meant to be there. So you can just leave that there. that looks pretty good. Once we're done with that, we can press OK. And if we want to see what it looked like before, we can press Control Z, and you see that's what it looked like before. And if we press Control Alt Z, depending on what your settings are, you'll go back to what you had before. See what you can do with your images now that you know how to use these processes. And that's going to be it for this video.